Hello. I hope you're having an incredible day. Gabby Bevilacqua, Gabby Lee here. I'm here to talk about how to take the emotion out of eating, which I'm really excited. This is like one of my favorite topics. But if you are unfamiliar with who I am a holistic health and life coach. And what that means is that I focus on creating balance, right? I focus on creating balance mainly in the food aspect, kind of ditching that diet mentality and creating food freedom so that you really can just live a life where food doesn't have to be the sole purpose or the sole thought or the sole mental space, right? You can live a life that's in balance, that's totally allows you to be happy, be healthy, and feel comfortable and confident in your body and in your health. So today I want to talk about how to be mindful, and I want to talk about maybe some tips and tricks and things that you can practice after this video that will really just help you become so in tune with your body, because that's my whole focus, is that you become in tune with your body so you know exactly what it needs, when it needs it, why it needs it, and how it needs it. So pretty much I always like to say that you're your own best health expert. So you are in control of what your body needs and what it wants, and it always will tell you what it needs and what it wants. And this is what's so truly incredible, because it's a lot of fun, and once you start to kind of make the connections and feel more in tune with your body, then it's going to be easier for you to continue growing and adding to that. Sorry, I have better light in the living room right now. So, okay, pretty much. So you are your own best health expert, and pretty much right now you've kind of come up with the best answer yet, right? So if you feel like you're emotionally eating a lot or you're eating out of stress, things like that, then the food may just be the best answer that you've come up with this far. And what I want to do is help you kind of find some new things that will help you get you to where you want to go, and allow you to use food as not so much as an emotional standpoint, but just as a thing that coexists in your life. And hopefully you'll feel more confident about your relationship with food and when you're using it, why you're using it, and how you're using it. So let's get right into it. I have some notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's why. So first off, I want to talk about is how to take the emotion out of eating. Really just starts with being mindful and being present. And it's as simple as that. But when you start to make this shift in your mind, then it is truly powerful, because it's really incredible about what you can learn from and grow on and kind of discover about your body and your health. So really, really fun. But what that means, so what does that mean to be mindful, to be present? It just means to ask the W questions, right? So like, who am I being when I'm eating? What am I eating? Why am I eating it? Am I eating because I'm actually hungry? Am I eating because I'm tired? I'm stressed? I'm anxious? I'm bored? And just really try and get down to that relationship with food, and ask it like at all times. Like every time you're about to take food over the next couple days, be like, why am I eating right now? Like, what is happening? Who am I being? Am I eating at warp speed? Am I always eating on the go? Am I allowing myself to enjoy this time, to enjoy this meal? Especially sometimes after we cook, right? We will just immediately sit down and like scarf it down, and then it's like the whole production was like 45 minutes to cook, and then it takes 3 seconds and it's gone, right? And then you're up to cleaning. So who are you being when you're eating? What are you eating? Are you enjoying it? Why is it that you're eating it? So just all of those W questions, and really just trying to get down to your relationship with food, because it's really powerful and it's a lot of fun. So that is one. Number two, so ask the W questions. Uncover the relationship and just be honest. So like, you have to be radically honest here, and you have to really start to uncover why it is that you're using food, and ask yourself, why is it that I'm really eating? What am I eating? Who am I being? Just everything, and be so honest here. It's going to make it so much easier for you to make the connections. The more honest you are. So, number two is to continue to make those connections, right? So like I just talked about being mindful, but making those connections. So is there a specific time of the day that you tend to go towards food, or you tend to emotionally eat? And by emotions, I mean like bored, stressed, anxious, tired, depressed, angry, frustrated, I could list off 1,000 more emotions, but you get the idea, right? So is there a time of day that you're feeling this way? Is it that 3 p.m., 4 p.m. slump because you're exhausted, you're tired, you're stressed, you're ready for the day to be over? Is it mid-morning? Maybe when there's no sleep the night before. Maybe is there a specific time of the month that it happens? Really trying to narrow down the when and the why. So depending on who, if you really want to get to know your body and make these connections and really trying to discover when it is that you're using food on an emotional level, then I always recommend starting with a journal. And this isn't you writing down like, I had 4 crackers and a piece of cheese today, right? It's just asking yourself like every time, or like when you make a connection, like, hey, today at this meal, I felt tired. I didn't get sleep last night. You know what I mean? Just because the more that you're able to write down and verbalize and vocalize and make the connections, the easier it's going to be when you have something to reference back to. So narrow it down, create that when, that why, be mindful, be present, be in the moment when you're eating. This is a total game changer, and it's so wild, but there's so many of us who just go through the motions of everyday life, right? We're kind of just like going through, we get up, we get ready, we go to work, we eat lunch, we do our work, we go home, we cook dinner, we sit for 20 minutes or an hour or whatever, and then we are done for the day, right? And then we repeat. And then the weekends, they're a little bit different. But yeah, so who is it that you're being? How can you be mindful and be present? And how can you continue to make those connections? Sorry. So with that being said, tips. These are some tips on how to take the emotion out of eating. So uncover your why. Are you on a weight loss journey? Are you on a health journey? Are you on just this path of wanting balance and wanting to feel good about what you're putting into your body and wanting to eat intentionally versus just mindlessly? So really uncover your why. Why is it that you want to embark on this journey? And state it in the positive. So I want to have more energy. I want to feel more confident, right? I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel healthy for my family. So really stating in the positive why you're on this journey and what it means to you. That's always the best because it's really easy for you when you have a why that's kind of bigger than yourself or something vain, then it really helps you bring back to like, okay, this is why I'm doing this and this is what it means to me, and I want to continue on this because XYZ. So also, the reason we state it in the positive is because what you think, or your thoughts, the thoughts that you think, your body reacts to biochemically. So if you are not stating things in the positive, your subconscious mind can't decipher in the negative, right? So if you're saying like, I want to shop less, or I want to lose weight, it might just focus on the weight part, right? And it doesn't really discover if it's bad or if it's good or if it's negative or if it's positive. So really trying to always focus on putting your goals in the positive state because it's going to be easier for your brain to understand and to allow you to kind of follow through a little bit better. So recognizing that your perception creates your reality. So if you continue to state your goal in the positive, if you continue to realize that this is what you want and this is where you want to go, then it's going to be easier for you to get there. So uncover your why. That's so important. Those are kind of just some tips on to clear the clutter. If there is food that you are reaching for, say it's candy, say it's sugar, say it's salt, say it's crunchy, say it's peanuts, maybe take it out of your space, right? Maybe get rid of it and maybe put something else in its place. Maybe you want to eat a healthier snack. Maybe it's an apple or fruit or vegetables or like carrots and dip or something else that can be used that still gives you that satisfaction of crunchy, salty, sweet. Those are often the things that we go towards, right? Another thing could be a pattern interrupter. So the more you recognize where it is that you're eating or when it is or why it is that you're eating, throw a pattern interrupter in there. And this is my favorite. So a lot of people are going to feel like they're emotionally eating. After lunch is a big one that I hear, that 3 p.m., 4 p.m. slump, and then after dinner. So these are huge and they're definitely the biggest times of the day. So the best thing that you can do is do something else. So if you always crave like something sweet after you eat, then okay, do the dishes and go do something else. What is it that's out of your routine? Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe you sit outside. Maybe you take a bubble bath or a shower. Maybe you brush your teeth. Maybe you have a hot green tea and you just relax. And maybe that's the time that you give back to your body instead of reaching for something sweet, right? So if we make these connections that our body is looking for a stress relief or a little bit more relaxation, then it might be a perfect time. If you're noticing that you are stressed when you're eating or you just feel like you had no pleasure throughout the day, then that time after dinner is perfect to fill it with that, right? Fill it with relaxation, fill it with pleasure, and notice how it changes everything because you're giving back to yourself. Remember in the beginning when I said this is just the best answer that we've come up with thus far. So it's recognizing that and saying, okay, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try a different pattern interrupter. I'm going to try and figure out what it is that my body's wanting, and just play around. My biggest suggestion if you're playing around is to try one thing at a time, because if you try 5 or 6 things and you throw them at the wall and try and see what one sticks, you're never going to know what one actually works, right? So trying to try one thing one day, see if it works, and if you're like, man, not sure, maybe try it again or try something else, but not really trying to try 4 or 5 things in a day, because it just might be hard for you to figure out what's actually working, what isn't working, right? So you're creating, you're being mindful, you're being present, you are making these connections, discovering when it is that you tend to go towards treats or emotionally eat, and really trying to either uncover your why. Well, this kind of all goes together. Uncover your why, potentially clear the clutter, and then add a pattern interrupter. So how can you change your day around so that it isn't automatic for you to just reach into the fridge and grab something, or reach into the cupboard and grab something? When is it that you can be like, you know what, I'm going to do this for myself because it feels better than me reaching for a Reese's Pieces or something, right? So who is it that you're being when you're eating? Really trying to uncover that. And that mindful piece is so wildly important, because as soon as you start to implement that mindful and that being present, your whole shift, your whole thought process and relationship around food will begin to shift. And it is so truly incredible. This is what I help all my clients with, and it's really rewarding because they didn't think that it was possible for them, that food could be coexisting in their life. And it's really, really important when you just start to be present and ask yourself these questions, like, who am I being when I'm eating? Why am I eating this? When am I eating it? How am I eating it? Etc. So I hope this helps, and I really hope that you were able to implement some of these things. My favorite is the pattern interrupter, and really uncovering your why, just because if you're on any type of journey, it's important to recognize why it is that you're doing it and where you want to go. Otherwise, you're going to kind of you're never going to know when you reach it, right? So I would love to know what you think of this, and I would love to know if it helps you. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm on Facebook. If this stuff interests you, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm always happy to help, and I hope to continue to be here for this one-stop wellness. And I hope you guys are having an incredible month. I will see you soon.